Something about Canelo's doing an event there. Is that true?
It's the same
Canelo
night.
is doing a fight the same night
At the Sphere?
No. That would be interesting. No, at T-Mobile. They're going T-Mobile the same time we are.
Why do you say that with a maniacal laughter behind you?
Because they're going to go at the Sphere the same time we are.
They're just with you.
Dana White, head of the UFC, talked about what he thinks about Canelo Alvarez's choice to fight Terence Crawford in Las Vegas. This fight happens at the same time as the highly anticipated UFC 3006 event.
Great fights. I don't understand. Give me good offer and we give you good fight. You don't want. Okay, give it in your way. Instead of interest offer for him, and he doesn't respond with what we think is good for us. And this is right. But what the brother is not listening and said he respect, but he doesn't respect what.
The Sphere, which pits Shah Ali against Morab Volish and features Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko in the third fight in a row. White said at the press conference after UFC C300 for that, it made sense for Canelo to pick such an important date from Mexicans, White said. To be honest, I didn't know what they were going to do.
No, I don't have problem with that. I'm good. I'm just doing my thing, and I don't have problem with Dana, and I don't have problem with the UFC. I think we both gonna have to sell in September.
The UFC there is when Canelo fights is different.
I like how you talking about yourself in third person, like,
Yeah.
Canelo do something.
But since it was Mexican Independence Day, you had to think that other Mexicans would be fighting that night besides us. It is what it is, as I said yesterday. Here we go, we'll see how it plays out. Despite his calm attitude during the conference, White had previously...
At the time, he says he's the best promoter. He didn't have the opponents for him. The only fight we had for him was Dmitry Bivol, which we couldn't make because Bivol had a fight to do, and then he was fighting Beterbiev. So we couldn't get that fight made. Bivol wanted to do it at 168. Canelo wanted it at the same terms. So he had no choice but to join the PBC because they gave him a good path. But the path eroded. The path that was mapped out never actually materialized. And he doesn't want to fight a guy. He was disappointed with...
voiced frustration, suggesting that the date was snatched by Canelo's representative. All Heyman, however, White stressed his respect for the Mexican boxer and his agency. Assuring that there are no hard feelings, White talked about, "I have a lot of respect for Canelo," and good for Heyman. Dana White's words show how tense things are between boxing and mixed martial arts.
Early, Edgar, you shouldn't have took this fight. What do you got to say today?
I've been boxing since I was 7, bro. I was born into this.
Especially when big events happen on the same weekend. While White's respect for Canelo is obvious, his acknowledgement of all Mayman's strategic move underscores the competitive nature of the fight business. Wyatt at Hymon, quick tuck the date away from me.
It's going to be a good fight, and I don't know if people want to watch that fight, to be honest with you. I don't want to watch it. You know, if I have other things to do, I'd rather I'll catch it on the replay or whatever, you know, but it's not like I'm going to leave what I'm doing to watch that fight. You know, it's not exciting. It's not, you know, what people want.
Canelo Alvarez is definitely one of the biggest combat sports athletes in the world. In his past fights, the fighter has always put on huge pay-per-view shows. Alvarez wants to do the same with his upcoming boxing match with Terence Crawford. "This is my last match to fight. D clashes with Dana White's dream project."
Step quickly and just think about Canelo, because the 24th I have an opposition I got to destroy, you know. So my main focus right now is Quigley. I know the Canelo fight is on the verge to make it to coming true, you know. It's there already, you know. But like I said, if I don't perform, if I don't make a statement, if I don't, the new improved Edgar Berlanga, you know, I feel like nothing will happen unless I perform on the 20th.
In the Las Vegas Sphere, but that doesn't seem to concern the multi-divisional champion. With only 1 month left in the fight, Canelo Alvarez has been pretty busy with the marketing for his fight. In an interview, Alvarez was recently asked about his head-on fight with the UFC. While many are thinking UFC will dominate,
guys, Clapback Thursdays. Lots of rumors that Jaime Munguia is going to top rank. Wrong. He's still with Golden Boy, but just fighting on ESPN for his next fight. Just a different network. The September 14th fight has been made. Canelo Alvarez, Edgar Berlanga. A fight that nobody asked for. Fans are now starting to boycott Canelo for continuing to duck you-know-who. Also, they're going up against the UFC at the Sphere. Ooh, good luck with making a splash with that one. Jake Paul, he won his last fight over the weekend. Jake, I've told you before that if you want to legitimize yourself in the sport of boxing, you have to take a different path. I have the perfect opponent for you to gain the real respect of the boxing community. What you're doing right now is regressing skill-wise. It's not making you a better fighter. Just call me.
The numbers Alvarez is quite confident in his ability to sell tickets with a calm but assertive tone. Alvarez stressed his unique standing in the sport, saying it's just different. Kay explained, maybe other boxing matches, maybe, but Canelo is different. There are other kinds of fights, but Canelo is just say different. I don't care if the UFC is there when Canelo fights, it's different. Alvarez's words reflect his belief in his star power and the effect he has on the boxing world, especially during such a significant weekend for his Mexican fan base.
So what we do is we sign who we want to sign, that people who have the commercial value, not just guys because they've got a good name. Some of these guys, PBC have lost a lot of money on doing fights with those fighters. So you have to, the price has to be right, the business has to be right. But people like Benavidez, if we do manage to do a deal with Canelo Alvarez, we can do Munguia, we can do Berlanga, or if Benavidez wants to come and play, but it doesn't, when PBC do a deal, they only let you go and fight one of their fighters if you align yourself to...
Knock against Alvarez's matchup is that Benga lacks the notoriety of some of Alvarez's other Achose, namely WBC inter-champion David Benavidez. Saudi promoter Turki Alik also accused Alvarez of intentionally pricing himself out of negotiations for a super fight with Terence Crawford, to which Alvarez simply replied with a laughing emoji. Alvarez explained why he feels right in defending against Bongat despite calls to take on other opponents.
Tú sabes, los duros, ¿oíste? Los Boris, activos siempre, knockout. Matarlo, ¿oíste? Por Puerto Rico, mi familia, todo, ¿oíste? A matar, guerra, puñeta.
Canelo claimed that at some point all the fighters did what they were told. Alvarez's words shed light on his mindset as he prepares to face Edgar Berlanga. Despite some critics calling for him to take on different opponents, Canelo draws parallels to the careers of boxing legends, such as Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Julio Cesar Chavez, and Mike Tyson, noting that they all navigated their careers in a way that fit them back there, are stars and celebrities, and they made the championship, not the championship made them so. It's way different. I come and I do my job, and I fight with Miguel Allo with a clause.
But it's not something that I was really excited about. It's not a fight that I was really excited about. I know the casual, just boxing fans that love to watch boxing, they're gonna love it because Puerto Rico versus Mexico. People love to see Jake Paul fight, and he generates a lot. So pretty much the same thing. I would have preferred Canelo fighting.
And I fight with Mayweather with a clause, and I fight with everybody to build the Canelo Alvarez I am right now. I can do whatever I want, he asserts, signaling his belief that he's hit a point where he's in control, just like the greats before him. This sense of autonomy, Alvarez says, is part of what defines a true superstar in the sport. Diff says, hey, you need to fight with this because this is William Mayan's skull. I never hear about him. Just when they say, this is your obligation,